And back we are. Yeah, it wasn't I was right. There wasn't much space left, so yeah, gotta take a look at the time now. But so yeah, Mount Nibel. We have already seen parts of it, and yeah, now we're gonna explore it more in depth. This place is relatively, I think, one of the hardest areas in the game. One of the hardest, or one very hard. Because the one thing that the mobs gain here in this area is incredible damage. Am I still in the back row? No, I'm not. Ouch. So, getting 200 damage from a single enemy is nothing that's out of the ordinary here. And yeah, that's something that really requires you to. I mean, you have the Shinra Villa, and the mobs here give great experience too. So it's definitely something that if you got problems surviving here in Mount Nibel, I mean, you will be healing here more than you did before. That's just something you gotta live with. But then again, just the way everything scales, you can still use heal 1 plus all. And if you use it 2 times, your characters will basically be full. That's 10 MP. So just the way your magic attack, your magic power, and your MP grow allow you to still be alive for a whole time. But you will be healing more. That's just something you need to get used to, and if you really have problems surviving here, you can just walk into these early areas where I am currently, and back to the world map, and back to Nibelheim, and just level here until you are burnt out, with so your MP are gone, and then go back to Nibelheim and sleep, and fill them up again, until you are strong enough. Because it might happen here, if you've escaped before, now and then, that you lack a few levels here. For example, if you skip the Shinra Villa. I mean, most of the Shinra. If you just go down, get the materia from Sephiroth, and then go back up, you will be a few levels lower. But that might come to cost you here. But as I said, the few levels that you miss are easily refarmed, because the monsters here give a similarly good experience than the one in the villa did. And you saw that the the 4 Dorky Face group, it gave 1,200 experience, so we needed to fight them 3 times to have a level up. And you see, there's also a 5 group of those beasts, so that would be 2,500 experience almost. Easy. Really easy cash. Also, thanks to the high amount of damage you take in this area, leveling your limits is very easy, because before the next boss you should absolutely have your characters use the be able to use the 4th limits. That's really, if you don't have that, you will have lots of problem. You will run into lots of problems. Oh, Deathblow doesn't have an advanced version, and I don't need to use it. Then I guess it's that's a transform from Kate Sith. We already own one transform. Destruct or Mystify. I'll actually go with Destruct. Although, yeah, Destruct has heavy malices. Yeah, whatever. So yeah, facing the next boss without Clim Hazard and similar techniques will cost you dearly. And it's actually pretty easy to get your limit up that far here because you will take damage a lot. And you will be running around and fighting a lot. And since you're using your limits, as soon as you have the thirds, you will get the fourth ones. Necessarily. There's really no way around. Also, currently we are seeing the smaller groups, 2 and 3 mobs, which is quite funny. There are groups of 5, the 5 of those little insects we fought the last fight. And you can use those groups to level your, to get the counter for the limits, or the 4th to 5th limit up as well. So if you really want to, you can totally make it that you learn the 5th limit and the 6th limit here. You can do that. It will be tedious, but you can do it. I wouldn't suggest doing that in the villa, simply because of those stupid X-Men that take so long to kill. But also shortly after the Nibel Mountains, there is an area where there are big monster groups as well. Also, as you can see, this bridge is not broken as well. If it were, we would literally have a problem, because up to this point the mountains are linear. And this screen already. Ooh. This screen is quite tricky actually. Because, yeah, unsurprisingly you are incredibly tempted to jump down those pipes. You can jump down them. Slide them down. Oh yeah, more paralyzing enemies. I love it. The stare down has a much higher chance of success. So 3 of those is really annoying. They're not dangerous. They don't deal much damage. But they... yeah. They will keep you busy for a long while. But at least they have few HP. So yeah, the game really tempts you to go down the different pipes. They're even numbered, and they're in the middle of the screen when you enter and everything. But if you do that, basically in the middle of the screen. If you go down there, you will miss one important thing. And that's the fact that you need to, that's this letter. You need to push it down once, so it unhooks. And then you can go, only then you can go up again. I mean, I think you can go around. I will try that out next. So, by the way, that big thingy there is the boss, and behind the boss is the way out. So, if you really want to go short through the Nibel Mountains, this is the shortest path in the session. This, now face the boss, kill him, and go through. But let's face it, that would be boring, wouldn't it? Instead, you can go, yeah, precisely, you go here, and then you are in this area. You remember it, don't you? Would be funny if there would be a skeleton lying here of the one soldier that was left behind 5 years ago. But no. No traces. And now you can basically go similar to the way that we went in Cloud's Tail. Back up to where the reactor was. And from there you can go back to the piping... I call it the piping room. Also, ouch. I'm getting better at this. And yes, this is totally unnecessary. I mean, it's absolute overkill. But hey, I don't believe in overkills. Also, I mean, they're looking cool. Suplex! Just for the funs. And yeah, contrary to the tale in the past, there are actually items in these areas now. That's why I want to go here. How did you access that one again? Oh, and here we go. 5 insects. This is gonna be good. This is one of the more dangerous groups, because I don't really need to say it because, do I? You can see it. It's 200 damage each. If they were to focus all on one character, that character would be dead. The chance for that happening is abysmally low, so... And you got 2 of them in a back row, so it's basically just 4. The attack power of 4 of them, which one character might barely survive, at least Barret would. But I'm not feeling that safe, and I have a safe point to use a tent. So I'm gonna go a little bit expensive and go with oh, transform level up. Also, I just noticed that I will absolutely... Yeah, I got it, good, okay. I absolutely need Manipulate in this area. I mean, in the Nebel Mountains. Oh god. Because there is one enemy in this area that not... Okay, what the hell? That not only does it have... is it incredible? Yep, that's exactly the one I'm talking about. Okay, Barret, you may attack. Cloud, you go back. Tifa, you go back. This is a normal enemy. Just emphasizing it, because you won't believe it. Okay, now manipulate the one. I mean, the flamethrower is already pretty strong. Yes, that is the same that we could learn from the... that's the enemy skill one. Its physical attack is even stronger. Ah shit, it doesn't even have the one I wanted. For some dragons there's a... okay. I'll just show you. For Barret. Wait, Barret didn't use his limit yet. Fuck. Stupid. This is back row damage. Just reminding you, this is back row damage. Against people in the front, that's 700 damage. And I tell you, that is not funny. It's literally... there we go. For Cloud, it's at the moment, it's literally more effective to... Wait a second, this was just stupid. Yeah, I was about to say it's literally more effective to manipulate the dragon and make it attack itself. But of course that requires you to... shit. To wait until the dragon is... to wait with your other attacks. So maybe we just want to go limit. I mean, if you manipulate this one and just make him attack a single person again and again, that's limit training par excellence, because it's 2 attacks and the limit is done, basically. It doesn't get much better. Oh, one of my materials didn't have the flamethrowers here. Nice. So yeah, with dragons you don't fuck around. Running from these bastards is a totally valid and unshameful option. The only thing you can of course do, at least I think you can do, is using laser. And limits. Fuck. Fuck. Okay. Okay, no, they're immune to laser. Fuck. Yep, dragons are great. Well, it's dead. So yeah, dragons are no joke. They are incredibly strong. And if you don't expect it and don't go back into the first, into the second rank, row, and it just goes there and you're like, flamethrower, and you're like, uh-oh, that's some damage. And then it goes physical attack and you take 700 damage and you're just like, Okay, how was I supposed to anticipate this? That's a situation that you simply don't legitimately prepare for. An elixir, nice. So yeah, here is the Mako fountain, or what's it called? Elemental materia. This is the one I believe we could have gotten in the Shinra building, and it's very simple. It works in a very simple way. I'm adding fire and elemental to the armor, and so Cloud now has half fire damage. If my elemental materia had a higher rank, it would be immune or absorb fire damage. If I would to put this into a weapon, it would alter the which element my attack carries. And the level of the elemental materia does not matter for the attack. It's a useful thing if you in certain battles. Very useful. There are some few bosses that use only physical and one element, physical moves and one single element. So, again. Are we doing this again? Yes, we're doing this again. Change. Ouch. Oh no, it's Barret again. Good. Can I dare wait one longer? Yes, I can. Tifa? That's Barret. Yep, that's Barret. Okay, I like Barret using his limits because he's actually a bit behind. So yeah, totally a good thing when he uses his limit. Despite the grenade is an AoE limit, it hits all enemies. So against bosses I totally want his next one, so that he has some good single target damage. How can you miss a 5-meter dragon? How can you do this, Barret? Literally how? I can't comprehend this. Ouch. Also, I really should make Cloud heal instead of Barret. Why is he not touching Cloud? Did he eat something bad or something? Like a certain fruit that makes you inedible to dragons or something? That would be a funny thing. Ouch. Okay, let's see if we can do this better now. The last one was a close one. I almost hit the second miss there. But yeah, this dragon is absolutely history. No chance of surviving that. And yeah, this is really the reason why. If you are really good at Tifa's limits are one of the strongest in game. I don't know her. I actually don't know if her last one is a limit that hits multiple times, because some characters have fourth limits that hit 10 times. For example, Barret. And that's, well, at some point you're gonna hit damage maximum, and then only the number of hits count. Blows away one opponent. Does it also deal damage? I don't want another useless limit for Barret. I'm so confused. I don't know shit about this area anymore. Haven't played this game in a long while. Whoop, there we go. Sniper CR. That's a weapon for Vincent. The first one that actually provides 255% hit rating and thus allows you to use Death Blow and still hit every time. So, a thing that you might want to use for that. It basically has a higher attack power than the status window shows because you can use the Death Blow, which has increased power. And also, this will be a very nice situation to use the grenade. Because, yeah, hitting all enemies and such. I'm even gonna weaken them, soften them up properly. I'm not gonna test the hammer blow. But, you see, having a limit in a normal fight is becoming a normal occurrence here. Like, they're the normal strategic thing to plan with. And I can assure you that this is not common. It's not how things usually are. Usually limits are, well, what the name says, limits. They are, you see them once every few fights. And not every character has one limit per fight. That's not how things usually are. But here in Mount Nebel, there's no fucking around. Every fight is a mini boss, basically. And so, yeah. We gotta heal a lot and we gotta limit a lot. But you see, by withstanding the temptation to do... If I use Aqualung, this fight takes 34 MP out of me. If I just go patiently and heal, and need to heal everyone twice, that's 10 MP. So, once you realize that healing is much more MP efficient than casting offensively, you can stay in Mount Nebel for a long time by playing defensively, like me against the dragons, attack even from the back row, and just heal. You're still living cheaper and lasting longer with the same amount of MP than if you would be using your first or even little second spells. Because, well, we don't need to talk about second spells. They're super expensive and totally not worth it. Except in situations where you really need that damage. Or if you have a character that has increased MP. If you use a character with MP bonus materia, then he may be able to use second level spells for a while. But yeah, as you can see... No, you can't see yet. Never mind. Oh no, you can't see yet. The reactor is still here. And of course, we can not look in there. And it's even open. It's open. It's not locked. So, yeah. You would expect that it is relevant to come here. But the sad thing is that this place is absolutely uneventful. There is nothing happening here. No dialogue triggered. Nothing. I think that is a really severe oversight. They should have at least put some dialogue in here about recognizing the place, wondering why everything looks undisturbed. I don't know, anything. Also, Mount Nebel. I told you about reusing musics and the associations. This music is the one from the slums. Sector 6th Street. 2 absolutely meaningless dungeons. If you were to cut them out of the game, the only thing missing would be experience, it would only be gameplay, there would nothing be lacking for the story. I mean, the actual venturing dungeon. I mean, of course, Nebel Mountains is a relevant location. But going through here, through the monsters and everything, that's nothing relevant. Oopsie. And yeah, I should have healed after the last fight. I hope she can kill at least 2 of them now. Just 1. God damn it. This is gonna be risky. And he's dead. Okay, time for a Phoenix down, nothing critical. Tifa throwing a Phoenix down, Barret using heal all, and then I'm good again. I mean, cure all, duh. And there we go. Okay, this time, if Barret gains the next time with Barret's limit, I'll probably check the hammer thingy, his new limit. Because let's face it, there aren't that many enemies left. It's not really like the grenade would be worth it. And I know this area is well, somewhat uneventful, I know. But the thing is, I can't just skip through this because I really need these levels. I really need the experience I can get here. Because the next boss is not an easy one either. And you probably could have thought so much. I mean, it would be... If the boss would be weaker than the dragon, that would be kinda lame. But yeah. And yeah, so it's having... I mean, if you have 1500 HP on your characters, you're absolutely good to go, because you're definitely overleveled. Having 1000 per character is a must. If you... to be frank, if you don't have at least 1000 HP per character, you probably won't even reach the boss, because you wipe out before. Okay, Barret is a little bit wasty with his MP currently, but yeah, okay, whatever. Part of that is probably me misclicking. $1,700 for a standard fight. And that's nice, isn't it? So yeah, now we're gonna start using the pipes. I have no clue which pipe leads where, so we're just gonna go through them in order, from 1 to 2. And this is the 1. And okay. I'll probably use the opportunity to save after this one. Ouch. Yeah, that's what happens if you are not in the back row. So, if you're really having problems here, you can totally change into the back row permanently while you're in Mount Nebel. That's a valid thing to do. Like, put them in the menu so you are always in the back row with all 3 characters. Against the 5 insects, that's an incredible reduce of damage. So, if you're having problems surviving, that is definitely a thing I can suggest, I can advise.